I'm Neil, and I'm the teacher.
And I'm Sean, and I'm the deal maker. Together,
We're the Rise Guys.
An agent out west just lost everything. 6-figure fine, license canceled, career over. And they did not break some obscure rule. They broke the basics. The code every agent swears to follow. Today, I will walk you through that code. Let me start with the case that should make every agent sit up straight. Out west, the British Columbia regulator handed down a ruling against a licensed agent who undermined their own client's interest. The penalty was in the 6 figures, and they did not stop there. They canceled the license, not a suspension, a full cancellation. The career was over. Now, here is what I want you to notice. This person did not get caught on some obscure technicality buried in the rule book. They broke a core duty, the duty of honesty, the duty to put the client first. The most basic promises in our entire profession. That is the theme for today. The Code of Professional Standards is not paperwork. It is the line between a long career and a headline. So what is this code actually built on? 4 pillars. The first is competent and professional service. You have an obligation to remain genuinely good at this job, to stay current. And the second is absolute honesty in every single dealing. The third is integrity, which is simply doing the right thing when no one is watching. And the fourth is professional accountability, owning your own conduct. Underneath all of it sits the golden rule. Treat your client the way you would want to be treated in the biggest financial transaction of your life. Here's why this matters in practical terms. Trust, reliability, and reputation are not soft words. They are the actual assets you sell. A misalignment of ethics or a failure to follow your client's lawful instructions erodes the only thing that brings you repeat business and referrals. Let us get specific about the duties this code puts on you. First, to your client, you must protect their interests, and that means above your own commission when the two ever collide. You must maintain confidentiality. What a client tells you in confidence stays protected. And you must deal fairly and follow their lawful instructions. And there are the duties you owe the profession itself. You're obligated to stay informed on legislation, on financing, on the transactional forms, and on marketing technology. The world changes, and you are required to keep up. And you owe a duty of cooperation to other practitioners, whether they represent the buyer or the seller. The code is not just about how you treat your client, it is about how you carry the whole profession. Now, here is why this code matters more today than it did 2 years ago. We are in a depressed market, and a stressed market is a tempting one. When transaction volume is down and money is tight, the temptation to cut a corner, to apply a little pressure, to relieve that strain with a deal, that should not happen. That temptation goes up. At the same time, you have aging populations creating more vulnerable clients who need protecting. And the watchers are everywhere. RECA here in Alberta, the regulator out in British Columbia, the council in Ontario, all of them are actively enforcing. The Federal Competition Bureau is auditing how commissions work across the whole industry. Here's the key point. Systemic market stress does not lower the ethical requirement. It triggers more scrutiny, not less. The analysts at the Real Estate Institute of Canada said it plainly. Downturns increase the risk of ethical shortcuts. And that is exactly when the regulators watch hardest. Let me make sure you actually know who is watching, because confusing the players is its own risk. Here in Canada, RECA governs Alberta and the council governs Ontario. They license you and they discipline you. The agency out in British Columbia is the one that handed down that license cancellation we opened with. And above all of them, the Federal Competition Bureau is now examining commission rules, cooperation, and consumer choice across the entire country. A quick word of caution. A lot of the content you will see online comes from the United States, from bodies like the National Association of Realtors. That material is useful background for how enforcement works, but it is not your rule book. The Canadian sources are the baseline you are actually held to. Know which body governs the line you're about to walk up to. So let me leave you with a way to actually use this. Treat the code not as a restriction, but as your strategy. Because when you run the numbers, it is obvious. A broken duty costs far more than any commission a shortcut could ever save. The fine, the canceled license, the destroyed reputation, all of it dwarfs the deal you were tempted to force. So here is your scorecard for the week. First, put commission transparency at the front of every client onboarding, not buried at the end. Have the awkward conversation early. Second, verify your property facts manually. An algorithm is not your alibi. If the data is wrong, the liability is still yours. And third, follow your client's lawful instructions and document that you did. In this market with these regulators, ethical rigor is not the soft option. It is the highest return defensive strategy there is. The code is what protects you. That is the show for this week. I will see you in the next one.
New webinar summary every week. Subscribe so you never miss one.